As humans, we admire the thought of truly being wild, passionate, reckless, and free. Finding that freedom in the perfect alignment of your passion and your talent sends such a spark through your soul. It makes you feel alive again, as free as a child running through a field. Finding that passion in music allows the freedom in your soul to flow through into the souls of others.
So I'm ready for my close-up, Mrs. DeVille.
That was good, okay.
Did you know that not everybody's fingers is the exact same size as their nostril?
You sure you don't want to do it?
I don't care.
This
is going to be probably blackmail later on the road.
Definitely white elephant gift.
Hey, my name is Derek Barron. I am the worship pastor at Lakeside Church in Eastman, Georgia. All right. When I was, probably maybe 17, began to, maybe younger, began to play with a good friend of mine, and we began to just begin to write songs together. And I had just become a Christian and listened to just a lot of secular stuff, and really began to write these songs that I felt like was coming out of our heart, and we just really began to put some stuff together, and a couple of guys began to join us, and we began to play here and there, and it turned into something actually pretty big. We began to play out of state a lot, and the name of the band was Spirit Field, and not F-I-L-L-E-D, but F-I-E-L-D, and kind of just a word play right there. But we really began to play and made 2 or 3 records, and as a young man, starting out doing that, it was neat. We began to play at all these festivals, and began to play with bands like Switchfoot and so many Pillar and Pocket Full of Rocks, and all these different big name Christian acts. And it's cool because I looked up to all these guys and was able to be backstage with them and hang out with them and realize that these are just regular people, trying to make money like we are. They're just doing what they love, and really began to just see just a different side of the music industry. And I guess technically we never made it big, but man, it was really where I cut my teeth, and I learned how to be a musician in that band, because when we started it, I wasn't that great, and so I learned how to play better as we played in front of people, and it was just a great part of my life that lasted probably 4 or 5 years. Even when I was little, when other kids were hunting and fishing with their dads and stuff like that, music has always been, it just always had a draw to me. And I remember that, I had played around on the guitar a little bit here and there, because there was always one sitting in our house, and, I tried to mess with it, but it was in the 5th grade, I had finally had an opportunity. They were going to open up school band, and I was like, yes, this is my shot, this is my opportunity, and it was, I wanted to be a drummer, I wanted to play the drums, and got there, and the band teacher's name was Mr. Cooler, and I walked up there, and he had everybody get in a line and come up, and I said I wanted to play the drums, and he said, no, you're gonna play trombone, because you got the perfect lips for it. And I was kind of offended a little bit, because I wanted to play drums, but I didn't care. I was like, I'm gonna be in the band regardless, and if I had to play trombone, that's what I'm gonna play. So I went home and told my mom and dad, and because I was a super ADD kid, they knew that I wouldn't probably stick with it. So my dad told me, he said, hey, I'm not going to pay for you to play a trombone for you just to chunk down. There's a guitar in our bedroom, that you can play. If you want to learn to play something, play it, and I picked it up and I began to play it, and the rest is history. Biggest influences musically, definitely one of them is Tom Petty. Musically, the way it's mainly the way he writes. Man, he can write a song, he can communicate that song, and the way he communicates the song draws people in. And I think that's probably for me when I listen to music, and it's always been like this. It was who can draw me in with a story, and he's always been able to draw me in with a story. And another one would be, I'm naming a bunch of these old jokers. I got a lot of newer ones also, but Johnny Cash was huge for me. I mean, he had this deep voice that he just resonated, and I remember there's a certain way that a record sounds when you play it, and I just remember saying, I want to do that. Whatever he's doing, that's what I want to do, and just a great big influence on my life. I remember I was in Spiritfield, and me and Karen had just gotten married, me and my wife, and we didn't have no money. We were broke, and the guitar I was playing, was really a piece of junk, honestly. And I had been praying, and I hadn't knew the Lord that long, and I was just praying about, God, I need you to, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it for you, but I need your help, Lord. And I said, Lord, I don't have adequate equipment to do this with. The guitar kept tearing up, and I had a guitar in mind that I wanted, and I began to pray for that specific guitar. And I said, ain't no way, this is going to happen. Maybe God will give me some of the money or something. I didn't even know how it would happen quick. This was the first person I knew truly knew the Lord. His heart was full of passion. His name's Michael Tatum, great man of God, great worship leader, and just an awesome guy. Had a big influence on me, and I knew that when he said he heard from the Lord that he did, and he said I want to give you something. And I met him there, and he opened up his trunk, and in it was a G&L ASAT guitar, which is what I had been praying for. Pretty specifically, the color and everything. And I said, cool. He said, I want to give you this. And I said, and it was his own personal guitar. I said, man, I can't take that. And he said, no, you're going to take it. I said, man, I cannot take this guitar. It was about a $2,000 guitar. And he said, you're going to take it, because I was praying the other day, and God told me that he's going to do great things through you if you let him. And he told me to give you this guitar. And he said, through it, you're going to minister to lives and help change lives through the music that you write and play and sing. And he said, you got to take it, because if you don't take this, I can't be obedient, and you're not going to steal my blessing from me. And I took that guitar, and he just left, and I was standing there with it. And I remember sitting in my truck, and I squalled like a baby, because for the first time in my life, I felt like God was telling me, this is what I've created you to do.
And in that, they feel the freedom high secondhand. They feel a sliver of recklessness, passion, and being wild. Combine that with a God-given desire to reach the souls through music and lead them to our Savior, and you have a gift that can't be compared.